What does it truly mean to live a happy life? For centuries, humanity has wrestled with this question, often chasing fleeting pleasures, external achievements, and the approval of others. Yet, even when we attain these things, happiness often feels just out of reach, like trying to hold water in our hands. But what if happiness isn't something to be pursued in the outer world, but something we cultivate within ourselves? The ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers a profound roadmap to a fulfilled and meaningful life. Its wisdom teaches us that true happiness stems not from external circumstances, but from mastering our inner world, our thoughts, perspectives, and daily choices. In this video, we'll uncover 15 timeless lessons from Stoic philosophy and modern psychology that can help you transform your life. Through inspiring stories, practical strategies, and thoughtful reflections, you'll learn how to build a foundation for happiness that lasts. Ready to take the first step on this journey? Let's dive in. 1. Laugh more. Life, with all its complexities and challenges, often feels heavier than it truly is. We face each obstacle with a seriousness that seems to weigh down our spirits, forgetting that the essence of resilience is not just in enduring, but in embracing the lighter side of existence. Even the Stoics, those ancient philosophers renowned for their disciplined lives and unwavering focus, recognized the value of laughter and levity. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reflected, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Within this realization lies an invitation to reshape our mindset. And laughter is one of the most accessible tools to do so. It shifts our perspective, diffuses tension, and reconnects us with the joy of simply being alive. In the face of life's inevitable difficulties, a moment of humor can act as a bridge between despair and determination. Modern science echoes the wisdom of the Stoics. Studies show that laughter triggers the release of endorphins, the body's natural mood enhancers, while simultaneously reducing cortisol, the stress hormone. It boosts immune function, lowers blood pressure, and fosters a sense of community and connection. What the Stoics intuited, research now affirms. Laughter is not merely a distraction but a force of renewal, a means of finding clarity amidst chaos. Take, for example, the story of Emma, a nurse who worked tirelessly in a high-stress hospital environment. One particularly grueling shift saw her and her team overwhelmed by the sheer volume of emergencies. As the tension reached its peak, a colleague cracked a light-hearted joke about the chaos. For a brief moment, the room filled with laughter. That shared moment of humor didn't erase their workload, but it recharged their spirits and reminded them of their shared humanity, enabling them to continue with fresh energy and focus. Incorporating humor into daily life doesn't require grand gestures. Seneca aptly advised, "Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life." To bring this wisdom into practice, surround yourself with joy, watch a comedy, read a light-hearted book, or listen to a humorous podcast. Let laughter weave its way into your routine. Embrace imperfection. Laugh at your own mistakes. They are, after all, part of the human experience. By reframing them as lessons wrapped in humor, you dissolve their weight. Find humor in challenges. When confronted with difficulties, ask yourself, what's the irony here? Or, what would this look like in a comedy sketch? This reframing helps you step back and see the absurdity that often hides within the seemingly unbearable. By choosing laughter, we align with a deeper truth. Life is fleeting, and its beauty lies in both its struggles and its joys. When we laugh, we reclaim our perspective, finding strength not in ignoring the seriousness of life, but in navigating it with lightness and grace. 2. Connect with nature. In our modern, fast-paced, and digitally saturated lives, the distance we've created from the natural world is palpable. We spend countless hours indoors, tethered to screens, disconnected from the earth that sustains us. Yet, the remedy to much of our inner turbulence lies just beyond our doors, in the gentle embrace of nature. The Stoics, ever attuned to the rhythms of life, held a profound reverence for the natural world and its capacity to teach us balance, patience, and harmony. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, often reflected on the wisdom found in nature. He wrote, "Adapt yourself to the things with which your lot has been cast, and love sincerely the fellow creatures with whom destiny has ordained that you shall live." These words remind us that nature is not separate from us, but an integral part of our existence. When we attune ourselves to its rhythms, we rediscover a sense of equilibrium that modern life so often erodes. This insight finds support in contemporary research. Studies have shown that spending time in natural settings significantly reduces cortisol levels, the stress hormone, while enhancing mood and boosting cognitive function. Exposure to green spaces has been linked to increased creativity and improved mental clarity, offering a respite from the mental clutter of daily life. The Stoic principle of living in harmony with nature aligns seamlessly with this evidence, reinforcing the timelessness of their wisdom. Consider the story of Sarah, a young professional overwhelmed by the pressures of her demanding career. During a particularly challenging phase, she began taking daily walks in a nearby park. At first, it felt like a mere escape, a way to step away from her desk. But over time, she noticed something remarkable: the gentle rustling of leaves, the vibrant hues of flowers, and the soothing calls of birds gradually calmed her mind. These moments spent in nature became more than just a routine. They became her sanctuary, a space to reflect, breathe, and reconnect with herself. Reintegrating nature into your life doesn't require dramatic changes. As the Stoic Seneca noted, true happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future. Begin by embracing the simple yet profound presence of the natural world. Step outside, take a walk in a park, a forest, or even a garden. Feel the ground beneath your feet and breathe deeply, allowing the fresh air to rejuvenate you. Practice mindfulness. Pay attention to the details: a spider spinning its web, the way sunlight filters through trees, or the texture of bark. These observations anchor you in the present moment. A disconnect to reconnect. Dedicate a weekend to immerse yourself in a natural setting, free from digital distractions. Whether camping, hiking, or simply sitting by a lake, let the tranquility of nature envelop you. The Stoics understood that nature operates without haste yet accomplishes everything. By connecting with the natural world, we align ourselves with this rhythm, discovering within it not only peace, but also the profound realization that life's greatest lessons are often whispered in the rustle of leaves and the flow of rivers. 3. Become a morning person. The morning, with its quiet stillness and fresh beginnings, holds a unique power, a power often overlooked in the hustle of daily life. Rising early is not just a habit. It is an act of intentional living, a deliberate choice to align yourself with the day ahead. Marcus Aurelius captured this beautifully when he wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, 'I have work to do as a human being.'" His words are a call to action, urging us to embrace each morning as an opportunity to fulfill our purpose. This wisdom is supported by modern research. Early risers consistently report greater positivity, lower stress levels, and enhanced mental clarity. The early hours of the day, free from distractions, offer a sanctuary for reflection, planning, and creative pursuits. These moments can act as a foundation, grounding us for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Take the story of John, a writer passionate about his craft but overwhelmed by the demands of his busy schedule. For years, he struggled to find time to write, constantly pushing his creative pursuits to the margins of his life. One day, he decided to experiment by waking up just an hour earlier. That single decision transformed his routine. In the quiet solitude of the morning, free from interruptions, he found a flow that had eluded him for years. Over time, this practice not only boosted his productivity but also renewed his sense of purpose and fulfillment. This approach echoes the Stoic belief in living deliberately. As Seneca once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." By reclaiming the early hours, we honor the gift of time, and set a purposeful tone for the rest of the day. To cultivate this practice, consider the following. A gradual transitions. Adjust your bedtime in small increments to make waking earlier feel natural. Even 15 minutes earlier each week can create a sustainable change. Or a purposeful start. Use the quiet of the morning for activities that inspire and ground you. Journaling, meditating, or exercising are excellent ways to center yourself and set intentions. At clarity through reflection, begin each day by asking, what is essential today? Reflect on your goals, priorities, and the ways you can contribute meaningfully to the world. The Stoics understood that each day is a gift, a blank canvas waiting to be painted with deliberate actions and meaningful choices. By embracing the morning, we align ourselves with this philosophy, stepping into the day with clarity, purpose, and a renewed sense of connection to the life we wish to lead. 4. Plan your days with purpose. Time is the most precious resource we possess, yet it often slips through our fingers, lost to distractions and aimless routines. The Stoics understood this deeply, urging us to treat time as a sacred gift. Seneca, with his characteristic clarity, observed, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." His words serve as both a warning and a call to action, to live intentionally and ensure that each day carries meaning and purpose. The modern world, with its constant demands and unending to-do lists, can easily leave us feeling overwhelmed and directionless. Yet, the path to a purposeful life lies in planning our days with care. The Stoic practice of premeditatio, reflecting on and preparing for the day ahead, remains a powerful tool for modern life. By approaching each day with intention, we transform time from a fleeting commodity into a wellspring of opportunity. Consider the story of Maria, a driven entrepreneur who often felt consumed by the sheer weight of her responsibilities. Each day seemed to blur into the next, with urgent tasks overshadowing her well-being. Seeking change, Maria adopted a Stoic approach. She began her mornings by identifying her top priorities, ensuring a balance between work, personal growth, and relaxation. By structuring her days thoughtfully, she not only regained control over her schedule, but also rediscovered a sense of fulfillment and clarity. This practice aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on what truly matters. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." These words remind us of life's impermanence and the importance of dedicating our time to what holds genuine value. To plan your days with purpose, begin with reflection. Start each morning by identifying your priorities. Ask yourself, what is most essential today? How can I contribute meaningfully to the world? Create balance. Allocate time not only for tasks and responsibilities, but also for rest, creativity, and connection. The Stoics valued moderation, recognizing that harmony arises from balancing effort with restoration. End with gratitude. As the day concludes, reflect on how you spent your time. Celebrate your achievements. Acknowledge areas for improvement, and express gratitude for the moments that brought joy and growth. Living with intention doesn't mean filling every moment with activity. It means aligning your actions with your values and goals. The Stoics teach us that purpose is not found in grand gestures, but in the quiet discipline of making each day count. By planning your days thoughtfully, you honor the time you have, transforming it into a legacy of meaning and fulfillment. 5. Persevere in what you love. The pursuit of what you love is rarely a path free of obstacles. It is often fraught with moments of doubt, setbacks, and challenges that test your commitment. Yet, it is through perseverance that we find fulfillment and growth. The Stoics, with their steadfast philosophy, understood that the greatest achievements often emerge from the trials we endure. Seneca captured this truth when he wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, but because we do not dare that they are difficult." His words remind us that obstacles are not insurmountable. They are the crucibles in which our resilience is forged. Perseverance is not merely about enduring hardship, but about maintaining clarity of purpose and staying true to the passions that ignite our souls. It is the process of embracing challenges as opportunities to refine our skills and deepen our understanding. The Stoics believed that perseverance aligned us with the natural order of life, teaching us patience and fortitude. Consider the story of Anna, an aspiring pianist who dreamed of mastering the complex works of the great composers. Her journey, however, was not without struggle. As she attempted more challenging pieces, self-doubt crept in, whispering that her ambitions were beyond her reach. Yet, instead of succumbing to these doubts, Anna reminded herself of her deep love for music, the joy she felt in every note. She committed to practicing daily, breaking down her challenges into smaller, achievable goals. Over time, what once seemed impossible became second nature. Her perseverance not only honed her skills, but also rekindled her passion, proving that growth is the reward of steadfast effort. This principle resonates with Marcus Aurelius' reflection: what stands in the way becomes the way. Challenges are not barriers to success, they are the very path to it. By persevering, we transform obstacles into stepping stones, cultivating strength and resilience along the way. To persevere in what you love. Reconnect with your why when faced with challenges. Reflect on the reason you began your journey. Let the passion that initially inspired you serve as your compass, guiding you through difficult times. Take it step by step. Break large challenges into smaller, manageable tasks. Celebrate the completion of each step, knowing that every small victory brings you closer to your goal. Celebrate progress. Acknowledge and celebrate your growth. No matter how small, progress is not always linear, but each step forward is a testament to your dedication. The Stoics teach us that perseverance is more than just persistence. It is a commitment to living with purpose and passion despite the trials we encounter. By staying true to what we love, we honor not only our aspirations, but also the journey itself, finding fulfillment in every step of the process. As we persevere, we embody the wisdom of the Stoics, that the pursuit of our passions, tempered by resilience, is one of the most profound expressions of the human spirit. 6. Practice kindness. In a world often characterized by haste and self-interest, kindness emerges as a quiet but transformative force. It is not merely a virtue to be practiced for others' sake, but a way of living that uplifts both the giver and the receiver. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic who understood the profound interconnectedness of humanity, captured this power succinctly: kindness is invincible. His words remind us that compassion is not a sign of weakness, but a strength capable of dissolving anger, bridging divides, and inspiring connection. Kindness, when practiced authentically, creates ripples far beyond its immediate act. Modern research confirms this ancient wisdom. Small acts of kindness release oxytocin, the love hormone, fostering trust, reducing stress, and even improving physical health. The Stoics understood this long before science offered its evidence, recognizing that kindness strengthens the bonds that make society function harmoniously. Consider Michael, a customer service representative who worked in a high-stress environment where anger and frustration were common. Instead of meeting negativity with defensiveness, Michael consciously chose kindness. He greeted each caller with patience and empathy, focusing on understanding their concerns rather than reacting to their tone. Over time, this practice transformed his work life, as frustrated customers often softened in response to his calm demeanor. Beyond work, Michael found that this attitude of compassion began to influence his personal relationships, leading to deeper connections and a sense of fulfillment. This approach aligns with Seneca's wisdom: wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. Kindness requires no grand gestures. It flourishes in the small, deliberate choices we make daily. It is in a warm smile, a thoughtful word, or a moment of genuine attention that kindness reveals its true power. To cultivate kindness in your life, start small but intentionally. Make a habit of offering compliments or performing small acts of kindness. These gestures, though simple, can brighten someone's day and create a chain of positive interactions. Respond with empathy. When faced with negativity, pause and choose understanding over anger. Ask yourself, What might this person be experiencing? Compassion often disarms hostility and fosters a deeper connection. Reflect on the impact. Take time at the end of each day to reflect on moments of kindness, both given and received. Notice how these acts affect not only others, but also your own sense of well-being and contentment. The Stoics recognize that kindness is not just an action but a philosophy, a way of engaging with the world that transcends individual moments. By practicing kindness, we align with the natural order of humanity, enriching our lives and contributing to a world where understanding and compassion prevail. In choosing kindness, we embody one of life's most profound truths, that in giving, we also receive, finding joy and strength in the bonds we create. 7. Say yes to opportunities. Life often presents us with crossroads, moments where we must choose between the familiar comfort of the known and the uncertainty of new opportunities. It is in these moments that growth becomes possible. The Stoics, ever mindful of the transformative power of challenge, emphasize the importance of embracing what lies beyond our comfort zones. Epictetus famously remarked, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." His words remind us that every opportunity, even those cloaked in discomfort or fear, holds the potential to shape us for the better. Saying yes to opportunities is not about blind acceptance, but about cultivating a mindset of openness and courage. The Stoics believe that resilience is born from engaging with life's challenges, not avoiding them. Modern psychology echoes this, showing that stepping into unfamiliar territory not only enhances personal growth, but also builds confidence and resilience. Each act of saying yes becomes a step toward realizing your untapped potential. Consider Sophia, a naturally shy individual who often avoided situations that placed her in the spotlight. One day, she received an invitation to join a public speaking group. Her initial reaction was fear. Her mind raced with thoughts of potential failure and embarrassment, but something within her urged her to take the leap. By saying yes, Sophia stepped into a world she had long avoided. The experience was transformative, her confidence grew, and what once felt like an insurmountable challenge became a source of pride and empowerment. The decision to embrace the opportunity not only opened doors to new friendships and career paths, but also changed the way she viewed herself. This practice aligns beautifully with Marcus Aurelius' wisdom. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Let your impulse be to act in harmony with reason and the greater good. By saying yes to opportunities grounded in purpose and integrity, we act in alignment with both our values and our potential for growth. To embrace opportunities with courage, welcome the unfamiliar, accept invitations to experiences that challenge you. Whether it's a new skill, a social event, or a career opportunity, stepping into the unknown often reveals unexpected strengths. Reframe fear as excitement. When fear arises, view it not as a barrier but as a signal of growth. The energy of fear and excitement is the same. It's your perspective that determines how it manifests. Reflect on the journey. At the end of each day or week, think about the opportunities you've embraced. Celebrate the courage it took to say yes and consider how those experiences have enriched your life. The Stoics teach us that life is not about avoiding discomfort, but about transforming it into a pathway for growth. By saying yes to opportunities, we honor this wisdom, unlocking the potential within ourselves and opening the door to a richer, more fulfilling existence. In every yes, there lies the seed of possibility, a chance to learn, grow, and connect more deeply with the world and our purpose within it. 8. Disconnect to reconnect. In a world saturated with constant notifications, endless scrolling, and digital noise, it's easy to lose sight of the moments that truly matter. The more we are plugged into our devices, the further we drift from genuine presence and meaningful connection. Seneca's timeless wisdom perfectly encapsulates this dilemma. He who is everywhere is nowhere. His words remind us that spreading our attention too thin, whether across tasks or distractions, leaves us unable to fully experience the richness of the present moment. Disconnection is not about rejecting technology, but about reclaiming control over it. Modern research supports what Seneca implied. Time away from screens improves mental clarity, reduces stress, and deepens relationships. By consciously stepping away from our devices, we create space for reflection, meaningful interactions, and a renewed sense of focus on what truly enriches our lives. Consider David, a busy professional who often found himself glued to his phone, even during family dinners or quiet evenings at home. Recognizing the toll this habit was taking on his relationships and well-being, he decided to implement a phone-free hour each evening. At first, it felt unnatural, a silence he was unaccustomed to, but gradually, he began to notice the beauty in this newfound stillness. Conversations with his family became more engaging, and his mind felt clearer and more at peace. What began as a simple habit evolved into a cornerstone of his daily life, bringing him balance and a deeper connection to those around him. This practice aligns with Marcus Aurelius' insight. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. To reconnect with ourselves and those we love, we must first disconnect from the distractions that pull us away from our inner and outer worlds. To make disconnection a meaningful part of your life, establish phone-free zones, dedicate certain times or spaces, such as meals or the hour before bed, to being device-free. This creates a sanctuary for genuine connection and mindfulness. Reclaim your mornings and nights. Use a physical alarm clock instead of your phone. This small shift keeps the digital world from invading your most reflective moments of the day. Observe the benefits. Take note of how time away from screens affects your focus, mood, and relationships. Reflect on the quality of your interactions and the clarity of thought you gain. The Stoics remind us that presence is a gift we give to ourselves and others. By choosing to disconnect, we create room for the things that truly matter: authentic conversations, quiet introspection, and the simple joys of being fully alive in each moment. In stepping away from the virtual, we reconnect with the tangible, rediscovering the depth and beauty of the world right in front of us. 9. Take breaks and recharge. In the relentless pace of modern life, rest often feels like an indulgence rather than a necessity. Yet the Stoics, masters of discipline and purpose, understood the profound importance of stepping back to recharge. Seneca's words, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future," remind us that rest is not merely an absence of action but an active practice of embracing the present. To pause is to reclaim our energy, clarity, and sense of purpose. Breaks are not a retreat from productivity. They are the foundation of sustained focus and creativity. Modern neuroscience affirms this ancient wisdom. Short, intentional breaks can prevent burnout, enhance problem-solving abilities, and boost overall well-being. Just as nature operates in cycles of activity and rest, so too must we honor this rhythm in our own lives. Consider Lucy, a dedicated teacher who found herself increasingly overwhelmed by the demands of her profession. Her days were a blur of lessons, grading, and meetings, leaving her exhausted and uninspired. Recognizing the need for change, Lucy began incorporating short, intentional breaks into her daily routine. A few minutes of quiet reflection or a walk outside became her sanctuary. These moments not only restored her energy but also reignited her passion for teaching, allowing her to approach her work with fresh enthusiasm and creativity. This practice mirrors Marcus Aurelius' reflection. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Breaks remind us of this privilege, grounding us in the present and allowing us to return to our endeavors with renewed vigor. To integrate meaningful breaks into your life, embrace the rhythm of rest. Take short breaks every 90 minutes during work. Use these moments to stretch, breathe, or simply step away from your tasks, giving your mind the space to reset. Prioritize downtime, schedule regular vacations or weekend getaways, even if they are simple or close to home. These periods of rest create space for reflection and joy, enriching your overall perspective. Or infuse mindfulness. Use breaks to practice mindfulness or light physical activity. Whether it's a brief meditation, a walk in nature, or a few moments of deep breathing. These practices help you reconnect with yourself. The Stoics teach us that rest is not a deviation from purpose, but an integral part of living well. By taking breaks, we honor the balance between action and stillness, productivity and reflection. In doing so, we not only restore our energy, but also cultivate a deeper appreciation for the moments that make life meaningful. Resting is not a pause in living. It is an essential act of self-care that allows us to live with intention, clarity, and joy. 10. Strengthen relationships. Relationships are the invisible threads that weave meaning and fulfillment into our lives. They are not mere accessories to existence, but its very foundation. The Stoics, with their deep understanding of the human condition, recognize the essential role of community and connection. Marcus Aurelius reflected, "Men exist for the sake of one another." His words remind us that our purpose is intertwined with the well-being of those around us. And through nurturing relationships, we fulfill not only their needs but also our own. Strengthening relationships requires more than occasional gestures. It demands intentionality, presence, and a willingness to prioritize the people who matter most. Modern studies on human well-being affirm this ancient wisdom. Close, meaningful relationships are one of the strongest predictors of happiness and longevity. They provide a sense of belonging, reduce stress, and offer a buffer against life's inevitable challenges. Consider Ethan, a busy professional who found himself drifting from family and friends amid the demands of his career. Realizing the toll this distance was taking on his well-being, he committed to a simple yet transformative practice, calling a family member or friend each week. These brief conversations became a source of joy and connection, deepening bonds that had once felt strained. Over time, this habit not only strengthened his relationships, but also enriched his sense of purpose and belonging. This practice aligns with Seneca's reflection. One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood. By dedicating time to those we care about, we foster the mutual understanding and trust that form the bedrock of lasting relationships. To nurture and strengthen your relationships, and make time, not excuses, schedule regular moments to connect with loved ones. Whether through a call, a shared meal, or a simple walk, consistency demonstrates care and commitment. Be fully present during interactions, set aside distractions, and focus entirely on the person before you. True presence creates an environment where understanding and connection flourish. Express gratitude often. Take time to acknowledge the people in your life. A heartfelt thank you, a kind word, or a simple expression of appreciation can deepen bonds and affirm the value of your relationships. The Stoics understood that relationships are not just about proximity or frequency, but about the quality of our interactions and the depth of our care. By strengthening these connections, we not only enhance the lives of those around us, but also fulfill a fundamental human need for community and belonging. In every shared moment, there is an opportunity to create meaning, foster understanding, and build a legacy of love and connection that echoes far beyond the present. 11. Help others. Helping others is one of the simplest yet most profound ways to bring meaning and joy into our lives. It transcends individual benefit, creating ripples that uplift the entire community. The Stoics understood this deeply, grounding their philosophy in the interconnectedness of all things. Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, "What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bees." His words remind us that our personal well-being is tied to the collective good. When we serve others, we ultimately serve ourselves and the world we share. Acts of service have a transformative power that goes beyond the immediate impact on others. Modern research validates this timeless wisdom. Helping others reduces stress, enhances emotional well-being, and fosters a deep sense of purpose. It cultivates gratitude and empathy, reminding us of the shared human experience and the resilience that emerges from mutual support. Consider Jane, a woman facing her own personal challenges. Feeling lost and disconnected, she decided to volunteer at a local shelter, preparing meals and offering a listening ear to those in need. What she thought would be a simple act of giving turned into something much greater. Through her service, Jane discovered strength she didn't know she had, and the gratitude of those she helped mirrored back a renewed sense of self-worth. Her journey illustrates a fundamental truth. When we give of ourselves, we receive far more in return. This practice aligns with Seneca's wisdom. There is no delight in owning anything unshared. Generosity and service are not about material wealth, but about sharing time, attention, and kindness. These actions bind us to one another, fostering the sense of community that is essential for a meaningful life. To embrace the joy of helping others, to serve with intention, volunteer for causes that resonate with your values and passions. Whether it's mentoring young people, supporting the elderly, or advocating for social justice, meaningful service aligns your efforts with a greater purpose. Incorporate kindness into daily life. Acts of service don't need to be grand gestures. A kind word to a stranger, offering assistance to a neighbor, or even listening deeply to a friend can have a profound impact. Reflect and grow. At the end of each day, take time to reflect on the ways you've helped others. Recognize the positive changes your actions have brought, not just to those you served, but to your own sense of fulfillment. The Stoics teach us that service is not just a moral obligation, but a path to personal growth and collective harmony. Helping others reminds us of our interconnectedness and reinforces the idea that we are stronger together. In every act of kindness, we reaffirm our shared humanity, contributing to a legacy of compassion that outlasts the fleeting concerns of the moment. By serving others, we don't just change their lives, we transform our own, discovering the profound joy that comes from living with purpose and generosity. 12. Cultivate gratitude. Gratitude is a quiet yet powerful force that transforms how we see the world. It shifts our focus from what we lack to the abundance already present in our lives, nurturing contentment and joy. The Stoics, ever attuned to the importance of perspective, champion the practice of gratitude. Seneca's wisdom echoes this truth. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. His words remind us that the key to wealth lies not in possessions, but in appreciating the richness of the present moment. Modern psychology affirms what the Stoics long understood. Practicing gratitude enhances mental health, strengthens relationships, and fosters resilience. By taking time to recognize the good in our lives, we cultivate a mindset of abundance that serves as a foundation for happiness and fulfillment. Consider Emily, who found herself consumed by the stress and demands of daily life. In an effort to regain balance, she began keeping a gratitude journal, writing down 3 things she was thankful for each evening. At first, it was a simple exercise, small joys like a warm cup of coffee or a smile from a stranger. But over time, this practice transformed her perspective. She began noticing beauty in the mundane and joy in moments she had once overlooked. Gratitude became her anchor, helping her navigate challenges with grace and fostering a profound sense of contentment. This practice aligns with Marcus Aurelius' reflection. Do not indulge in dreams of having what you have not, but reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess, and then thankfully remember how you would crave for them if they were not yours. Gratitude is not about ignoring life's difficulties, but about celebrating the blessings we often take for granted. To cultivate gratitude, begin a daily practice. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. They can be as simple as a kind word, a moment of laughter, or the feeling of sunlight on your face. This exercise helps train your mind to seek out the positive. Find joy in the ordinary. Reflect on the small but meaningful moments, a quiet sunrise, the scent of flowers, or the sound of laughter. These simple joys often hold the greatest treasures. Share your gratitude. Express your thanks to others often, whether it's a heartfelt note, a kind word, or a warm smile. Showing appreciation strengthens your relationships and spreads positivity. The Stoics teach us that gratitude is not just a fleeting emotion but a way of life, a deliberate choice to focus on what is good and meaningful. By cultivating gratitude, we align ourselves with the natural flow of abundance, recognizing that life's greatest treasures are often already within our grasp. In each moment of thankfulness, we deepen our connection to the world around us, finding peace, joy, and a sense of sufficiency that transcends material wealth. Through gratitude, we discover the richness of life as it is, and in doing so, we create a foundation for lasting happiness. 13. Let go of grudges. Grudges are heavy burdens, anchoring us to the past and draining our emotional energy. While the initial pain of an offense may be beyond our control, the choice to hold on to or release resentment lies entirely within us. The Stoics, with their emphasis on inner freedom, understood the corrosive nature of grudges and the liberating power of forgiveness. Marcus Aurelius captured this wisdom succinctly. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. His words remind us that true strength lies not in retaliation but in rising above, choosing growth and peace over bitterness. Forgiveness is not about condoning harmful actions or pretending they didn't hurt. Instead, it is about freeing ourselves from the control of the past, reclaiming our emotional well-being, and redirecting our energy toward what truly matters. Modern psychology echoes this ancient insight. Studies show that forgiveness reduces stress, lowers blood pressure, and promotes mental clarity. It is a gift we give ourselves, a decision to prioritize our peace over lingering anger. Consider Clara, who spent years harboring resentment toward a former friend who had betrayed her trust. The anger weighed heavily on her, influencing not only her relationships but also her sense of self. One day, Clara made the conscious choice to let go. She acknowledged her pain, reflected on the circumstances, and decided to release the grudge. This act of forgiveness did not erase the past, but it transformed her present. Clara found peace in her heart, allowing her to move forward unburdened and open to new connections. This practice resonates with Seneca's advice: anger, an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. Holding on to resentment hurts no one more than ourselves. By letting go, we reclaim our inner equilibrium and the capacity to live fully in the present. To let go of grudges, acknowledge and release. Start by recognizing your feelings of anger or hurt. Honor them without judgment. Then choose to release them, understanding that clinging to resentment only prolongs your suffering. Cultivate empathy. Reflect on the situation from the other person's perspective. This does not excuse their actions but fosters understanding, making it easier to let go of the anger that binds you. Focus on personal growth. Redirect your energy toward your own well-being and goals. By prioritizing your growth over past wrongs, you shift your focus from the pain of the past to the possibilities of the future. The Stoics remind us that letting go is not an act of weakness, but one of profound courage and strength. In choosing forgiveness, we break the chains of resentment, freeing ourselves to live with clarity, compassion, and purpose. To release a grudge is to reclaim our power, to turn the page on past injuries and write a new chapter defined by peace, resilience, and the unshakable resolve to live as our best selves. 14. Accept what you cannot control. Life often presents us with challenges that test our ability to discern between what we can change and what lies beyond our control. The Stoics, with their unwavering focus on inner mastery, understood that peace of mind comes from this distinction. Epictetus offered timeless advice: make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. His words remind us that freedom is found not in controlling the uncontrollable, but in mastering our response to it. Acceptance is not resignation or passivity. It is a deliberate choice to focus our energy where it will have the greatest impact. Modern psychology reinforces this principle, demonstrating that letting go of what we cannot control reduces anxiety and fosters resilience. By directing our efforts toward what is within our power, we cultivate a sense of agency and purpose even in the face of uncertainty. Consider Tom, who found himself facing an unexpected layoff from his job. Initially, fear and frustration threatened to overwhelm him, but rather than dwelling on circumstances he couldn't change, Tom chose to focus on what he could control. He enrolled in online courses to upskill, polished his resume, and networked with industry professionals. This proactive mindset not only prepared him for new opportunities, but also transformed a seemingly devastating situation into a stepping stone for growth and reinvention. This approach mirrors Marcus Aurelius' reflection. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When we release our grip on external outcomes, we uncover an inner strength that allows us to navigate life's uncertainties with grace and purpose. To embrace what you can control and let go of the rest. Clarify your sphere of influence. In any situation, ask yourself, what is within my power to change? Focus your efforts on these areas, knowing that this is where your actions matter most. To practice mindfulness, develop the habit of observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Mindfulness helps you let go of unnecessary worry, anchoring you in the present moment. Reflect on past growth. Recall challenges you faced where acceptance led to positive change. Let these experiences remind you of your ability to grow and adapt when you focus on what truly matters. The Stoics teach us that acceptance is not a surrender to fate, but a gateway to inner freedom. By directing our energy toward what we can influence and releasing the rest, we align with the natural flow of life, cultivating resilience and clarity. In every situation, the choice to accept what we cannot control is a step toward living with intention, balance, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing we've done our part. Through this practice, we discover that even in uncertainty, we can find purpose and strength. 15. Live with purpose. Living with purpose is the foundation of a meaningful and fulfilling life. It is not merely about achieving goals, but about aligning our daily actions with the values that define us. The Stoics understood that purpose is the guiding star that illuminates our path. Even in the face of challenges, Marcus Aurelius offered this profound reminder: at day's first light, have in readiness the thought, I am rising to do the work of a human being. His words emphasize the importance of beginning each day with clarity and resolve, dedicating ourselves to what truly matters. Happiness, the Stoics believed, arises not from fleeting pleasures, but from a life lived in harmony with one's principles. Modern research supports this ancient wisdom, showing that individuals who pursue purpose-driven lives report higher levels of well-being, resilience, and satisfaction. Purpose gives us the strength to navigate adversity and the motivation to contribute meaningfully to the world around us. Consider Rachel, a social worker who discovered profound joy in her profession. Every day, she helped individuals and families find stability and hope in the face of hardship. Her work, though demanding, aligned seamlessly with her core values of compassion and service. This alignment transformed her career into a source of deep fulfillment, allowing her to experience the richness of a life dedicated to purpose. Rachel's story illustrates that when our actions reflect our values, we not only find success but also a sense of inner peace and contentment. This practice mirrors the wisdom of Seneca, who wrote, "Life is long if you know how to use it." Living with purpose is about using our time wisely, ensuring that each moment contributes to something greater than ourselves. It is a daily commitment to act with intention, clarity, and heart, to cultivate a purposeful life. But define your core values. Take time to clarify what matters most to you, whether it's integrity, kindness, creativity, or community. Let these values guide your decisions and actions. Set meaningful goals. Align your aspirations with your purpose. Goals rooted in your values not only inspire you, but also provide direction and meaning to your efforts. Reflect on your contributions. At the end of each day, ask yourself how your actions have made a difference, whether in the lives of others or in your own growth. Recognizing your impact reinforces your sense of purpose and motivates you to continue. The Stoics teach us that purpose is not something we find. It is something we create through deliberate choices and mindful actions. By living in alignment with our values, we transform ordinary moments into opportunities for growth and contribution. Purpose gives us the courage to face challenges, the clarity to make meaningful decisions, and the fulfillment of knowing we are living authentically. In embracing purpose, we step into the full richness of life, guided by the conviction that our existence has meaning and that our efforts matter. Happiness, as the Stoics remind us, is not a fleeting emotion or an end goal. It is a way of living. It is found in the quiet moments of gratitude, the courage to face challenges, and the joy of living in alignment with your values. By applying the 15 lessons we've explored today, you can create a life of meaning, resilience, and inner peace. Start where you are. Laugh more. Spend time in nature, and focus on what truly matters. With each intentional step, you'll realize that happiness isn't something to find, it's something to create. It begins with your thoughts. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Choose to think, act, and live with purpose. Thank you for joining this journey into Stoic wisdom. If you found these insights meaningful, don't keep them to yourself, share them with someone who needs them. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more content that inspires growth, purpose, and joy. Together, let's cultivate a life of balance and fulfillment. See you in the next video.